Let's talk about herbal bitter liqueurs and cocktails with them, specifically German Jagermeister, Italian Amaro and Fernet, Serbian Gorki List, and Russian Ussuri Balsam. I'm going to make them into cocktails right now on Dr. Cork. There are other herbal liqueurs which I'm not using today, notably French Chartreuse, Czech Becherovka, Hungarian Unicum, I've already made a whole video about it, Malört, which holds the title of the most disgusting drink in the world, created as a warm remedy, and many others. I can make another video with them, but in the meantime, hit like, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that you don't miss the new videos, which come out every Thursday. And let's start with Jagermeister. I won't dwell on it in too much detail, because I've already made videos about cocktails with it, check them out, but in brief, the recipe for Jagermeister was invented in Germany by Kurt Mast in the 1930s, and its ingredients include 56 herbs, fruits, roots and spices, including citrus peel, licorice, anise, poppy seeds, saffron, ginger and many others. It is well known everywhere in the world, I'd say a little too well known, so I'm using the Jagermeister Scharf. Just for the variety, it's the same thing, but with ginger. And the cocktail is called Ginger Love. It was invented by my YouTube colleague, Kevin Koss, and it is a ginger sour. The cocktail is shaken, to which I'm gonna add Jagermeister Scharf, 50 ml. It's about 1 2/3 of an ounce. A little bit of whiskey to give it body. You can use Irish whiskey, bourbon, rye. I'm using Jack, just as Kevin did. Half an ounce, 15 ml. Freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 ounce, 30 ml. Rich ginger syrup, I've made it at home. Just boil some ginger in the water, then strain it and add 2 times as much sugar. 3/4 ounce, 22 ml. Fresh mint, about 10 leaves. 1 egg white, or you can use something like bubble drops if you're afraid of egg whites. And 1 drop of saline solution, which is 20 grams of salt to 80 milliliters of water. Okay, 2. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this comment. And fine strain to a chilled cocktail glass. And garnish with a mint sprig and a little bit of candied ginger that I used to make syrup. Sweet, sour. To me, a bit too sweet, but overall, ginger is very pronounced. Of course, it's the main ingredient, basically. I like this cocktail, it's unusual. It's not something that comes to mind when you think of a cocktail with an herbal liqueur. It's gingery and very complex. But just as I said, a little bit too sweet. Just like 2 milliliters too sweet. Amaro means bitter in Italian, originated in the 19th century, and just like most of the herbal liqueurs, initially developed as medicinal tinctures. Each region of Italy has its own unique recipe of Amaro, which vary in flavor quite noticeably, but are all made by infusing neutral spirit with blend of herbs, roots, flowers, bark, and often dried citrus peels. Popular brands include Amaro Montenegro, Averna, Ramazzotti, Nonino, and many, many more. Amaro or Amari, which is a plural form of this word, is usually 20 to 40% ABV. I'm using this one, it is 30%, and this one, it is 21. The cocktail is called Coffee M&M, which is Luigi Barberis's new take on the classic B&B, and to prepare it we need to use 12-year-old brandy to infuse it with coffee. I'm using just a coffee funnel to do that. Now to the cocktail. It is built directly in an old-fashioned glass, to which I'm gonna add 1 Amaro Gentile Mazzetti, half an ounce, 15 ml. Amaro number 2, it is 21% alcohol. Also half an ounce, 15 ml. And our coffee-infused brandy, 1 ounce, 30 ml. Stir a little and check for balance. Good, very caffeino. Fill the glass with ice and stir to chill it and dilute. A little lemon peel for garnish. You can also use orange. And it's time to try it. Coffee, mostly coffee, and a little bit of lemon. Oh, I like it. Not a lot of sweetness in there, but very herbal, bitter, and coffee works very well with all these flavors. I like how I mixed 2 Amaros or Amari, and the herbs work together very well. There are different herbs, different shades of the flavor. I like it very much. It's better than the B&B, which is just sweetened brandy, almost. Fernet, It's basically an Amaro, but very bitter and herbaceous. Contains 27 herbs, including myrrh, saffron, chamomile, and a touch of mint. Most popular brand is Fernet Branca, invented by Bernardino Branca in Milan in 1845, but there are quite a few other brands of Fernet. It is particularly beloved in Argentina for some reason. Fernet con Coca, for example, it is Fernet and Coca-Cola. I'm going to make two cocktails today. The first one is pleasant, and it is called Gold Rusher. Created by Helen Diaz as a twist on the Gold Rush, dedicated to the 49ers, a San Francisco American football team. When I think about the 49ers, I think Gold Rush, and then I think of the Gold Rush cocktail. Then there is Gold Rusher, says the author. In case you didn't know, the team is named after the first gold prospectors who arrived in Northern California in 1849. The cocktail is shaken, and the main ingredient is bourbon or other sweet whiskey, like maybe Irish whiskey or, in my case, blended scotch. 1.5 ounce, 45 ml. Now we need our Fernet, half an ounce, 15 ml. Freshly squeezed lemon juice, 3/4 ounce, 22 ml. Our homemade ginger syrup, third of an ounce, 10 milliliters. Honey syrup, half an ounce, 15 ml. And Angostura bitters, 1 dash. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this comment. Put a big ice ball to the old-fashioned glass and fine strain the cocktail. Garnish with a mint sprig and taste it. I was afraid that it's gonna be too similar to the first cocktail with ginger syrup, but it's not. It's still a sour and it's still with whiskey, but Fernet gives it a very unique quality. Something like mint with bitterness and with everything else. It is quite balanced. There are not too many cocktails where Fernet doesn't take over and when you can't taste anything else. But this one is great, it's balanced. I recommend it, highly. By the way, if you're a fan of spending money and getting nothing in return, you can join my YouTube membership or become a patron. No perks, no exclusive content, no nothing, except my eternal gratitude. Links are down below, Dankeschön. And now the second cocktail with Fernet. In the bartending world, a shot of Fernet is an unofficial bartender's handshake, a symbolic gesture of professional kinship. For those who've mastered this intense ritual, the Ferrari Cocktail offers another insider's embrace, an equal parts mix of Fernet and Campari. And that's what I'm going to do, as a shot. I'm going to be merciful and stir it in a mixing glass to make it a little bit colder and a little bit more diluted. But anyway, it's gonna be shit. 1 part of Fernet, I'm adding 1.5 ounce 45 ml, and 1 part of Italian red bitter liqueur, Campari or, in my case, Berto. Also 1.5 ounce 45 ml. Fill the mixing glass with ice and stir to chill and dilute. 2 shot glasses and strain it. Now it's time to try it with a friend. Cheers. Well, it tastes better than it sounds. It doesn't taste good. Don't get me wrong, but it's like Campari just diluted a little bit the bitterness of Fernet, and everything became a little bit better, but not much. I wouldn't drink it every day, but once in a while, maybe, for digestion reasons. Next up is Gorki List, a Serbian herbal liqueur produced since 1950s, and it is considered a national drink of Serbia alongside rakia. And until 2009, Gorki List was produced in Subotica, in Serbia, but the company that made it went into bankruptcy, and its production has moved to Slovenia. Just like IKEA's headquarters are in Netherlands and not in Sweden, Gorki List is now made in Slovenia, but it was the same country, Yugoslavia, a couple of decades ago, so I guess it's okay. This bottle I personally bought in Belgrade, so it's the real thing, we know that. 28% alcohol content and made from 27 different herbs and plants, particularly wormwood, just like absinthe, lincora and chamomile. Let's make a cocktail called Red Love. Gorki List, 50 ml. By the way, some people in the comment section to the video about Unicum liqueur told me that Gorki List is much more bitter, but that's just not true. It's pretty pleasant. Raspberry syrup, because Serbia is the biggest exporter of raspberries in Europe, I think. 2/3 of an ounce, 20 ml. Freshly squeezed lemon juice, 10 ml, 1/3 of an ounce. Pineapple juice, 90 ml, 3 ounces. Fill the shaker with ice and shake it vigorously, dedicating the shake to this comment. Fill the highball glass with ice, fine strain the cocktail, and top up with Sprite or 7-Up. Stir a little and garnish with a lemon wheel. Oh, I like it. It's sweet, but not too sweet. I was afraid it's gonna be too sweet. It has all the Serbian themes, like raspberry and Gorki List, and that's it. I don't think that pineapples grow in Serbia. But overall, it's balanced, it's good. It's not too herbal, thanks to all the other ingredients, but it's on the sweeter side. Maybe you could add something like tonic. It's a little bit less sweet and more bitter, or even just regular club soda. Balsam. The word balsam comes from Greek balsamon, translates to medicinal remedy. Just as with other herbal liqueurs, balsams are made by infusing alcohol on herbs, roots, honey, deer antler, and other exotic ingredients. I'm gonna be using Ussuri Balsam, which came to me from Khabarovsk, Russia. It is 45% alcohol and is made with 25 herbs, roots, and berries, including lemongrass, honey, plantain, rhodiola root, linden flowers, volodushka, eleutherococcus, and many more unpronounceable herbs of the Ussuri taiga. I could just make tea and add it there, but let's try something more interesting. The cocktail is called Far Eastern Twist, and I'm gonna be using build method to make it in a highball glass. To which I'm gonna add Ussuri Balsam, 1 2/3 of an ounce, 50 ml. Aged rum, 1 ounce, 30 ml. Homemade ginger syrup, 10 ml, 1/3 of an ounce. And 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Stir a little and check for balance. It is good. Fill the glass with ice. Stir a little. And top up with tonic water. Stir a little more. And garnish with candied ginger. It is good. I like that Ussuri Balsam. It contains some berries. I'm not sure which berries, but it's not just herbal. It is also like fruity, and that works perfectly with other ingredients. It's pretty strong. Maybe a little bit more tonic would do, but overall it's balanced. It's a long drink, and I guess you can use any Amaro or not Fernet, but something like Jagermeister in it, and it's gonna work also. But maybe you'll need to adjust the proportions. A little bit of lemon juice, something like that. Just like this, I like it. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my Patreon, YouTube membership, anything. All the recipes in text form are on my website, thedrcork.com. Link is down below. Tell me in the comments which cocktails should I make next. Maybe some other bitter liqueurs you like that I didn't use today. And don't forget to call your parents. Drink responsibly, and as always, do svitos. And I like how I mixed 2 different Amaros, or Amari, and the count of herbs became like... Я просто понял, что я не выскажусь дальше.